So, tipster in focus this week with 37% profit on turnover in Queensland Metro. We had to look at Chris Scholtz from Racing and Sports. He's got over 50 years experience in the industry and from the racing and sports stable where there is an absolute mountain of information and tools. Why don't we talk to him, Mike?
Let's do it.
G'day, Chris. How are you going?
Yeah, very good. Nice to be with you, boys.
Yeah, thanks for your time, mate, there on the sunny Gold Coast. Just wanted to start off, obviously come from a distinguished family with a long history in the racing industry, mate. Just wondered if we could just start off getting probably one or two key lessons that you can pass on the punters from your experience doing the form over the years, mate.
Yeah, well, would you believe it's 21 years since we launched Racing and Sports, and would you believe 50 years since I started as a 17-year-old cadet on the racing staff at the Daily Telegraph in Sydney when the paper was still owned by the late Sir Frank Packer.
Yeah.
And now I say that because it gives you an idea of the changes and the progress I've seen over the years. There's an ever-growing reliance on the younger brigade of pros, form assessors, so-called racing experts, call them what you will, on race times and sectional data, as opposed to the real value of visual race analysis.
Yeah.
Now, I draw the line on this by saying that any ratings and time analysis using computerised programs, as most do these days, I feel must always be supplemented by your own judgment and a firm reliance on believing in what you see. In other words, I still put a lot of time into reviewing race replays because the visual impression you store away of a race and noting an individual performance in any race will always stand you in good stead.
No, that's correct, Chris. Mate, we see you made 37% profit on turnover from your Queensland Metro tracks in May, and obviously Racing and Sports have a great information out there, mate. Can you give us listeners sort of a bit of an understanding as to best way to access that information and where to go? Well,
first thing about Brisbane racing in that respect is that I think it's one racing centre where you really apply horses for the courses theory to both Doomben and Eagle Farm because they're like chalk and cheese as far as tracks go. And I think it's borne out by the way that horses perform at the two tracks. An obvious example, if you think back to Chief De Beers, I think he won 20 races at Doomben, but he never won a race at Eagle Farm.
Yeah.
So it's the racing pattern of horses that are suited to either the tighter Doomben track, where it obviously favours the on-pace runners, as against the bigger expanses at Eagle Farm, where it suits the run-on types. So I really want to be on a leader at Eagle Farm because, I think, as you well know, in that last 100 on that big track, you've usually got your heart and the mouth over if you've gambled on the leaders. And again, I've still got a great big concern about the Eagle Farm track after the remake. I think last Saturday bought it out again. You couldn't win on that inside pad, even though it was a new section. The rail was back in the true. It was rated a good 4. They were still running 2 or 3 seconds outside the class records. Where the favoured spot will be this Saturday, the answer's probably still a pineapple until you see a couple of races. So that's my take on Eagle Farm and Doomben. But I just think they're horses for courses. You just got to know the style of horse that's suited to Eagle Farm. Look for the horse that's suited to Eagle Farm, as against the on paces that are suited to Doomben. And as you just asked me about Racing and Sports, well, we've got a free and very easily accessible, interactive, customised form guide facility that every user can access. They can then adjust that to their own preferences. It'll give you base and projected ratings for every horse in every race, plus all their vital career stats, speed maps, any other key details you need to do your own analysis for any event in Australia and all the overseas jurisdictions that we cover, as you know.
That's fantastic. Is that free? That's all free, Chris?
It's all free, mate. Yeah, you can tinker with it, set it to your own requirements, and I'd really just recommend it as an entree to anybody who's keen to get a feel and an understanding of how to apply ratings to their race betting.
Thanks for your time, Chris. Appreciate it very much, mate.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much, and thanks for the exposure you give all the tipsters and all the websites and everyone that tries to do our best to tip a winner, and you support us pretty well. So thanks very much for that as well.
You're welcome, Chris. All the best, mate. Take care.
Thanks, guys.